This week's affirmation is, with God's help, I can turn my weaknesses into strengths. And there are a few different ways that this actually happens, which I want to focus on today. The first is faith. And I talked about faith just the other day, but I want to bring it up here because it really is one of the ways that our weaknesses turn into faith. Well, it's all encompassing in each of these experiences. But when we act on our faith, when we take those consistent steps, whether they be great or small, but we continue to act on them consistently, then not only does our faith grow, but over time, through that process, we find that our weakness has become strong. Another way that our weaknesses become strong are through other people. And sometimes the Lord brings other people into our lives that complement us, in that their strengths complement our weaknesses and our strengths complement their weaknesses. And so as we come together, relying upon one another, learning from one another, and growing with one another, we are able to make weaknesses become strong as we rely on one another. And through that process, we are able to accomplish some pretty amazing things. And so other people are one of the ways that our weaknesses become strong. The third and last one that I want to talk about today is the idea that sometimes we view a weakness as a weakness, when in actuality it's a strength. So what I mean by that is, just to give you an example, I am someone who observes a lot, and sometimes I am too much of an observer, and I can miss out on things because of that, or I wait too long, and I make mistakes that way because I've waited too long. However, this can also be a strength for me. It has taught me to be a better listener. It has also taught me or kept me from making mistakes in the past, because I observed other people and I learned from their mistakes and knew not to follow what they did because of the result of their actions. And so this idea that I am an observer is something that has actually been a strength for me as well. Now, that's not to say that I can't improve on acting when I need to act. Okay, I'm not trying to use the fact that there's a strength involved in there as an excuse. I still need to work on acting when in those moments that I need to act. But my point is that your weaknesses are not all bad. Okay, there is a strength involved that goes along with them. And as we put our faith and trust in the Lord, He will guide us to be able to see the strength within it. And He will guide us to be able to use that strength and also recognize in those ways that we need to improve as well. And that's how we're able to turn weaknesses into strengths. So those are just 3 ways. I'm sure there are more, but that's all we're focusing on right now. And today, remember this affirmation that with God's help, I can turn my weaknesses into strengths, because you can.